When the internet happened, we made a lot of engineers happy because engineers are introverts, 90%. I'm stereotyping, but it's true. Many personas have been made about engineers. They don't want to talk to people. They want to research. They're geeks. They want to understand fully themselves. Good salespeople, they can't go into all of that detail. So the internet and engineers is a match made in heaven. If your website's built properly, now you're meeting the engineer where they are. They can do all of their research on your website. Maybe sometimes you're saying, give me your email. I've given you a lot of information. Give me your email and I'm going to give you everything you need to do your research. And that engineer, it's worth it to them. Now, it's not worth it to them at hello. It's worth it to them once you've given them enough value that they trust you, because it's still a trust relationship. But that's the beautiful thing about the internet. It's like, even if they meet you in a trade show and you've got your salespeople telling them all the great attributes of your product, the engineer's still going to go to your website. And they're going to look at, well, how does this compare? And why is your product better than somebody else's? And how can it solve my problem? And what else? They want to know everything. And you have the opportunity to give them everything and not have to decide what's most important for them. Engineers, we need high-level messaging that gets them so that they understand that this is speaking directly to them. And it's really important that that messaging is for them. But engineers, like most other audiences, they need every detail. They need downloadable content they can go read in bed or the bathtub, literally. They need to be able to have downloadable content they can take to another engineer. They need to have access to all the information. So the retrievables are really great. The nice thing is that when you're building that out for the engineer, you're now empowering your sales force, because your sales force now has all the information that somebody might get from an engineer that's important to an engineer. So you've just upped your sales force's game. It actually forces them to have a better understanding. And then when you add tools that show what's your best choice, even of our choices. We built for a manufacturing company a really intense database-driven tool of all of their products. And what's your problem? What are you trying to solve? Here are your 5 best choices. Go read about them. That helps the engineer too. And it helps their sales staff. So their sales staff now uses that when they're talking to one of their customers. And it's the same thing with like big S fans. We built a light calculator because their light, it was a garage light, and it was far more expensive than what you would pay for a similar garage light, whether you're an auto dealer or whatever. But in the long run, your total cost of ownership was less for a much better product, because what it saved in utilities was far more than what it cost. So we built a calculator that showed that, gave a value prop that works for an engineer that's looking at it, and it also works for the salesperson trying to sell it.